Hello, and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review on a glorious Sunday afternoon. And it really is, it's beautiful outside. So today, got this from little B&M stores, yes, they're B&M bargains. And obviously it's Heineken, as you can read. Pure malt lager. Trying to read the ABV. Oh, 5% alcohol content. Comes in a plastic bottle. And I think these, obviously at the moment, we would be smack in the middle of beer festival season now. Or at least coming up to it. But obviously, nobody's having beer festivals because of this virus. So, at the moment now, it's like the B&M. See, the thing with B&M is, they've got a core range of stuff, and then like Home Bargains, they have a range that they sell. They sell stuff like short dated stuff and stuff that needs to go ASAP. And obviously this was made, because of the plastic bottles, was made for beer festival season. And obviously it's not happening, so they're selling it cheap in the likes of B&M. And for me, it's a good thing because I get a cheap re-review, and I've reviewed this before, but it's been a while. We're in the middle of lager season, you know. Any beer drinker, any real beer drinker. I'm not a snob who sticks to craft beers and says, right, I don't like lagers, don't like ciders, not drinking that rubbish. No, I'll drink it. I accept that lager isn't like real ales, whereas you don't get the flavours that you do in a lot of real ales, but they are their own thing. Hence why when I review lagers, I'm reviewing lagers against other lagers. I'm not reviewing lagers out of 5 against other beers, because there would be quite some difference in review scores, as you find out on sites like Beer Advocate. .com and other beer, review websites. But anyway, back to the review itself. So, straw to gold colour pour, little white head on the nose, standard pure malt nose, light malt nose rather. Oh, a nice crisp, refreshing taste to it as well. And like I say, on days like this, where it is bloody hot, you want something that is crisp, refreshing. I mean, I've just actually, not long ago, I've just reviewed this stout that's 7%, and it tasted great. It was at room temperature. It's like 20 odd degrees, so it's a good temperature. It's the sort of temperature you would drink at Christmas time and in the winter months. And so it's perfect in the way that it's perfect at that temperature. Now this fella is actually not at chilled temperature, so at chilled temperature it would be even more crisp and refreshing. Something to note, temperatures do play a significance when you're drinking beers, ciders, lagers. If you're lucky and it tells you, not that sometimes you can read that writing because it's so dinkum, you have to get a bloody magnifying glass. But if you get a brand that says on the back, drink at this temperature for optimum flavour, then it's always the best thing to do that. But failing that, we do what we do, don't we? Oh, so I had a great day. Stopped up till stopped up till 4:45 this morning, and watch it. Well, I went upstairs about 10 o'clock. I'd had a few sherbets, as you can see, a couple of apple wines. That apple wine there, that's nearly half empty now. Oh, and to say that I only paid a tenner to make 40 pints. Tell you what, it's been great, especially on days when I've been stressed. But yeah, I went upstairs at 10 o'clock, fell asleep, woke up about flipping 12 o'clock. The wife came up and I was watching some shite on TCM or whatever it's called. Anyway, turn that rubbish off. Don't know what it was anyway, and I was awake, but I wasn't really awake. Then I put Justice League on, watched all of Justice League, and then I watched all of Perfect Storm, and it was like 4:45 in the morning. So in that time I was doing that, I'd gone to the shed, poured a pint of apple juice wine out, and had that as well. And had a good night's sleep, woke up proper chilled out. And yeah, until I was up for an hour or so, and I'd got the shakes. And I don't know if that's an anxiety thing or a drinking too much thing. I'm totally fine now again, but obviously I've had some beer again, so I don't know. Is that the shakes through not drinking beer, or is it just an anxiety thing? I don't know. Maybe. I'm my own biggest critic anyway, so that's you know, I rip myself apart when it comes to if I'm drinking too much, which I suppose is a good thing, because you don't need someone to tell you you're drinking too much if you think yourself you're drinking too much. But then again, there's a thing of controlling yourself as well. But anyway, so 5% for me, one of the smooth lagers out there, and certainly out of the lagers that are massive in the UK, Heineken is a go-to lager for me. If I go to pubs and Heineken's on the bar, it would be a lager of choice. Just as Mansfield Bitter used to be the beer of choice. I used to love Mansfield Bitter, and they got bought out by Scottish in Newcastle, who, funnily enough, and I might be wrong, are part of Heineken. And Heineken bought them out, you know, one big company buying another big company, then going up that range of companies, and then the original brewery just disappears. Mansfield Brewery is around these days, but it's not what it used to be. Which is a shame, really, because why buy a company to destroy the name of that company and get rid of it? I don't understand the philosophy of it at all. Surely you buy a company to expand that company's name, and not only improve your own company, but improve that company. Am I right? Am I wrong? God knows. But you know, as a person who's not from a business-minded background, I don't understand it. You know, if a company's doing well and you buy it, surely you're better off promoting that company and still producing the beers and expanding it all the time, if you can. Although last time I had Mansfield Bitter out of a can, it was rancid, and I've not seen it since. So, quick review before I go in the hot tub, because it's 6 o'clock at night, and on Sunday. You might not see this till tomorrow. Depends if I get the reviews up tonight. Yeah, quick hour in the hot tub, get out, do some barbecuing, and then settle down for the evening then. Try not to drink too much with work in mind for tomorrow. Luckily it's a short week, 4-day week, that's thank God for that. Back to another weekend. It's terrible when you live for the weekends, you don't really live for the work. I know none of us, a lot of the time people these days don't enjoy work, are peed off with work. I'm lucky that in my job, although I'm not happy in my role, the work I'm doing at the moment, I'm left to my own devices a lot of the time. And that's something I do like, to be left. I do miss an ex-work colleague who I did work with. I miss quite a few ex-workmates, you know. I've worked with some good people over the years, and in all my jobs I've worked with. At Streetwise, which is Rushcliffe Borough Council, I had some good friends there, who I truly miss. At Sainsbury's in Arnold, a good collection of friends there. Many who are on social media who I'm still friends with, and would love to, once this is all over, go out boozing with. And then even from Nottingham City Council days, there were some great people along the way. Some who turned out to be scumbags, but you know, some people show their true colours at a certain time. And you know, it's something in life that I used to watch X-Files, and where he says trust no one, and it does make you wonder with people in life, because whilst you're doing them a favour, they're all good in your face, and then all of a sudden, when you need the help, they disappear or stab you brutally in the back. And there's a lot that goes off in life, and karma is a very good thing. You do hope that people get their comeuppance. It's funny because 10 years ago I was brutally stabbed in the back, and now the park that I used to work on is a shell compared to what it was, and there's only 3 of us working on there properly, and it's gone downhill at such a vast amount that it's ridiculous. And you know, it's I know the councils have gone downhill across the board anyway, but quality people deliver quality work, and it shows up them who are skivers, because the work starts to go downhill, and all of a sudden it's gone from being up there to down there. Why? One person left. Hey ho. But anyway, they did me a favour in the long run anyway, because it got me into Sainsbury's, it got me to a couple of different jobs, and now I look at the Arboretum in Nottingham, and it's a disgrace. I look at the Castle, another ex-park, that's a disgrace, and they've ruined it because they've got rid of the flower beds, and they've just gone for a pure grass element, which, yeah, there might have been too many flower beds, but they certainly needed to have flower beds in there to deliver colour. You know, it's all right having green grass and trees, but you also need colour. And it does ruin things. Bloody hell, sneezing away. So, 12 minutes in, I need to crack on because my Octo's ready. Ooh. So, lovely taste. Typical light malt aroma, typical light malt taste really. In a lot of ways, if you're being brutally honest, it tastes like a lot of other lagers, and that is the thing with lagers. The vast majority of them taste very samey. The key thing is, does it taste okay? Yes. You know, is the aroma good? Yes. Does it deliver an alcoholic punch? Yes. So, in that respect, it's a very good lager. I'm going to sneeze again. Oh dear. Coronavirus. Out of 5. Out of 5 then. 4.3 out of 5. And for me, still one of the best standard premium lagers out there. And still a go-to lager for me if I go to pubs, when I go to pubs. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching me sneeze. As always, thank you for subscribing, and as always, stay safe. You know, we're still in dangerous times. Even today I went to the shop and I started scratching my hand. I'm like, fucking hell, what are you doing? Ridiculous. Anyway, cheers all. See you soon. Cheers.